got me fucked up.
Yeah,
I
because
ain't no,
the slot only runs a curl. That's what you do under pressure.
you could call it what you want, but on that
That's
same
God,
all.
part, motherfucker, and I see
God.
plenty of time, and I get awards at the end of the year. You know, NBA awards, not little awards. You
You
know,
get awards because you were so trash
bowl,
that you came back.
go to bowl games. You still go to bowl games. Fuck out of here.
I wish I had that luxury though. I'm not gonna lie. Like I never was able to wake up like, like anytime I'm getting ready for a battle and shit, like, damn, yo, John John. I'm thinking about John John every night to get ready for a big ass John John battle, a big ass Cali. I've never had the pressure of not having pressure, like, oh yeah, I battle Zetro the Great next week. I would not be thinking about. I'd be getting head and fucking bitches all damn day. Like I did, my battles be so big. I damn near gotta stop fucking the focus because
That's
I
what
don't want to
a lot
drop.
of
No,
us
I'm
NBA
serious.
do in
I
one
be
sit.
damn near having to stop fucking. Like I don't want to lose. If I could get 50 for a small room, I don't want to waver that by playing. So it's like I gotta take every single battle I take serious. Niggas get the luxury of talking about I call this a practice battle. I call this a feature. I've never had that luxury. Anybody, if I lose any of my like that's not the way it go. Do you know what I just did to Twerk? As far as like, well, what he did to himself because he should have prepped, but dropping that battle the way he did against Surf, do you know he damn near could have lost 1/3 of his income?
What was
Do you
bricks?
know? Do you know how hard? What'd you say, Marv?
What was bricks to you then?
What was bricks at the
Yeah.
at the time? I'm not the Sue Surf that I am now, so I get a free flight to Cali. I get a free flight to Cali. Suge already battling Tall T. Somebody was already battling Cocky. Like it was a trip for me, a trip and a couple dollars. I might have got $2,000 for bricks at that time in my culture. I'm not turning down bricks. And then again, grind time. You remember? Again, also the jungle was URL jungle. That was URL West at the time. So I still didn't leave home. That was Fox
Okay.
and them was considered URL West at the time.
Okay.
That's what we battled on, URL West. But
I'm not sure. Like, I mean, you're like, what's difficult is like you're such an
Can I get sweet
exception
and
to
sour
the rule.
sauce?
anomaly. Go ahead,
Yeah,
call
you
me
know what I mean.
unicorn. It's cool.
No, I'm just saying you're
Yeah.
an exception because like you positioned yourself to where you always was just taking big battles, right? That's not as easy to do now in a world, where there's events every month and different
Right.
things like that. So it's kind of not the same, you know what I mean?
No,
So like,
I also like what I've also walked out of a lot of NBA league nights with performance of the night, show of the night. So at the same time, anytime you see Surf name next to somebody or next to something, we know this is a show. If Surf is on the card, this is a show. I'm never just a fill-in battle. I did that. You know what I mean? Not just like just by just not being there. Like if it's seven battles on the card, that's 14 motherfuckers. Every time I walk out, I want to be in the top 3 motherfuckers that was here tonight. And you
right, and
do that enough.
that's an attribute to your star power because there's been plenty of times where you walked out and didn't score those games, and you had 2 points in
Yeah,
another
that's not
game.
an
You still
attribute.
wanted to
That's
watch
not an
you,
attribute to my star power. That's an attribute to my skill level.
but you choked in multiple battles back to back to back, and people still you didn't have filler battles after that.
Okay, listen. Now we talking about creating narrative. A Ward, name those battles back to back to back that I choke. I want you to
Okay,
back up what you're saying.
okay,
Can I?
so you choked against Lux,
Okay.
right?
And then I lost to 40.
You didn't choke against her.
No, sir. Keep going. Now name another time in this 12-year run that I had that I choked in back to back battles.
You ain't
Or,
choke versus 40?
or you talking about Nitty versus Nitty versus talking about
Nitty,
not
T
having a third
Top,
for
T
Nitty and
Rex.
Greedy. I will keep saying this like I've said in multiple, and there's a lot of fans in here. There was never a third round for T Top or Nitty to rap. I walked in there and rapped everything I had. Choking is not getting your material off. I did not respect Nitty or T Top at the time of where they were to write more. This is what I'm going in there with. That's it. Facts. I'm not lying about like I don't. Them battles is years old. I didn't fully prep for them niggas. It wasn't no third round of choke over because it wasn't a third,
Yo, you don't remember this nigga telling y'all you only need to win 2?
bro. Because this sick
Statistically
He
ass
was
weird
proven.
he
ass
was
culture.
telling he was telling y'all that he
Statistically
didn't have a
proven.
third. He was telling y'all, yo, I only need to win
Statistically
2.
It's the truth. You only have to win. If it's a 3-round battle, all you have to do is clearly win 2 rounds or win 2 rounds. And now people that like all these new, the Twitter space fans and all these new fans, they wasn't here at the time. Whether I don't give a fuck about you rewatching the battle back in 2019, walking out of those events and on the polls, Sue Surf beat Rum Nitty and T-Top after that battle.
I
Facts.
tell people that all the time. I wasn't there, but I watched those live, Surf. I remember after your second round, it looked dark for Nitty.
Exactly. If you're in the building or if you're amongst the culture, a part of the culture at the time. See, a lot of our fans, they weren't actually because people. What the one thing you can't recreate is impact at the time. So a lot of motherfucker be new to battle rap the last 4 years and be like, yo, why Surf talk so much? Not understanding. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He been like walking out of Sue Surf versus Young Ill was the best battle that night. Sue Surf versus X Factor was the best battle that night. Big T that night. Khan that night. I've had the best battle of the night for about 6-7 years straight. I only battled twice a year for my first 6 years of my career. 8 of them shits is like 6 of them shits is classics. And the reason, like, you can, if there was a top 25 battles ever, because some shit could be battle of the year, but still not have impact for the culture. If there was a top 25 battles ever, Surf versus T, Surf versus Khan, Surf versus Hitman, all go in there. You can't name 5, 6, 7 motherfuckers that have battles that are in top ever. Ever. You can't.
Me and B-Dot.
Shut up.
Praise God.
Would
Shut
you
up, Jazz.
agree? Okay, so somebody
Boy
in my
Jazz.
DMs, would you agree with that? I think this is
Yeah,
kind of
watch
what
your
you were
mouth,
saying
sir.
when I brought it up,
Watch your
sir.
mouth,
In
my
terms
boy.
of like the whole Roan, Sharon, Pat Stay comparison,
Right.
somebody else in my DMs is saying that's a bad comparison, that A-Ward is more like where Loso and B-Dot were at when they came to URL.
Respectfully, do not compare A-Ward to Loso and B-Dot. They're too proven.
No, Surf.
No, I'm saying
Nah,
when
that's
they
not
when they
fair,
when they
bro.
got like
Surf.
their
That's what
path
he's
for
saying.
URL.
Thanks, Sarah.
He's saying that what Loso did and what B Dot did was they did the same thing of go against the company.
Oh,
You
go
know
against the grain to get in.
to
Yeah.
get in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right, Greedy. My bad.
I
You're not
feel like
at this point, you turn it into like Jay Black. I don't like agreeing with you, even when you're right.
I feel like when we think about Loso
I'll
coming
take
into
that.
URL though, that his position in battle rap wasn't as proven as A-Ward's is at the moment. Now, if we talk about like comparing them now and their impact and things of that nature, cool. But we gotta be real and just say, yo, man, when Loso came to URL, dog, he was coming off of like basically being known on Bullpen, whereas
Right.
A-Ward has shown his value and his worth on other Premier Leagues such as RBE, King of the Dot, right?
You tripping, bro. The nigga Loso had the daylight battle on RBE. He had a bunch of battles. He had like 2 battles on RBE, bro. He was moving around, fool.
I'm not saying, I'm not taking it away from Loso. I think Loso is phenomenal. I think him coming into URL was what it is. But if we're comparing apples to apples, we got to compare apples to apples. And the thing is, A-Ward has continued to do those things outside of the stage before getting there. So it's just the profile is different. That don't mean the skill is different, bro. But the profile is different.
But the profile's the same outside of how many times they battled, but the same places that A-Ward touched.
Man, A-Ward beat Geechee Gotti twice, dog. Come on,
Listen,
dog. These things really happen, bro. Like these things
I'm not
really
talking
happen.
about the Geechee thing, Quest. I'm saying in the sense of like your first statement was A-Ward has touched different places. Loso was just Bullpen. I'm saying
no, okay. I get that. My bad. All I'm saying, again, I'm not saying that the nigga is a better rapper or none of that. I'm just saying some of the things that A-Ward has accomplished because he's had more time off of URL than, let's say, a Loso. I'm not saying Loso couldn't have done those things, but where Loso was as far as his career, at the time he got selected or at the time he got his space on URL is a little different than what we're talking about when we're talking about Ward. If we only talk about, okay, well, we got the Ill Will battle, we got both of the Geechee Gotti battles, we got these examples of like him competing with people that are at the top of these spaces. We got more instances of that. That's all I'm saying, man. It's just a little different. Like it's similar, but it's still a little different.
So, Surf, what would your approach be? Obviously, don't like just shit we can talk about. What would your approach be if you were in A-Ward's shoes? How would you handle debuting on URL?
I'm not
would
gonna
you do
lie.
it now?
easily. I would have already, because I'm gonna tell you why. Like A Ward doesn't understand the leverage that he got. Again, like I said, I don't, like I'm an advocate, but that's why I like to talk shit. There's no reason for me to be A Ward's friend. I love his talent. I'm not one to go, some people that want to go against his talent. This is very easy for A Ward, and he's actually in the easiest position. URL won't even let him battle one of his stars or somebody that could really push him through the ground. They want him to come and battle. The average nigga that they want him to battle, he can beat. I would literally go slap the shit out of 2 people and block Beasley and Smack. I would whatever y'all, you know what? Because if I'll take $1,500 for a barbecue, then I might as well take the little $7,500 or $5,000, whatever they got. I would negotiate my contract or call Surf and let him negotiate it and get in there, beat the shit out of somebody and block these motherfuckers. Oh, y'all wanted me to show y'all that I could do it over there. Okay, cool. Let me go catch 2 30s and spin off. And the best part is, URL trying to be smart and be businessy. Say, oh, A Ward doesn't get Sue Surf when he first come up here. Oh, A Ward doesn't get Twerk when he first come up here. Or A Ward doesn't get such and such. So y'all gonna hold him away from the people that can send him to the fucking nether realm. And he gonna come over here and clip some motherfuckers and say, oh, yeah, that URL shit's easy. If I was A Ward, I'd have been beat the shit out of somebody. This wouldn't even be a combo right now. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters, winning and losing. Like, no matter how much we talk about this shit, until he pull up and pop out, like, literally every single battle we ain't named the nigga yet that ain't stepped on URL except A Ward. Pop outside. If I'm A Ward, I'd have popped outside. All that shit sound good. I'm following in God's footsteps. I'm only doing what God told me, and all that shit sounds amazing. Pop outside.
Why is he obligated if that's not his objective?
If I was A Ward, I'd never battle over there.
You're not obligated to do anything, bro. It's like if I was a coal miner and I want to dig where the fuck I want to dig. Dog, what is your purpose? Aren't you out here to look for diamonds? They're over there, that way to the right. Go that way. What do you mean? Like, it's very simple. Like, it's not, nobody's saying he has to do anything if that's not his goal. But again, no matter how much you want to say it's not your goal, why not get the most out of what you're doing? You know how much A Ward could be at a consistent $10,000 right now. If that resume was reflecting of URL, he'd be at $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 every battle right now.
I just feel like fulfillment is subjective, and we spend too much
Guaranteed.
time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying you saying this, but as a collective, we spend too much time